All right, so the hobby is healing a little bit. I went into Family Dollar and I was expecting to get nothing, but when I asked, she gave me these. She had 4 of them. 3 were the purple ones and 1 was the gold. As soon as I saw the gold, I was like, I'll take one of those. And then I know with the Pokeballs that they have printed at the bottom codes. I don't see anything here that would help me figure out what kinds of packs are in this, or in these. So we'll open them and see what we get. And then, excuse me, I went across the street to Walgreens and they had these on the shelf. I didn't even have to ask for them. I was really surprised. And it looks like Twilight Masquerade in the front, but then I can't figure out what the back is. It looks like maybe Surging Sparks to me, but we will find out in just a minute. So if you want to guess as to what you think these packs are, do it now. And then I also bought this. It was at the checkout counter, and Houston is hosting one of these games, or I don't know how it works, but I figured, might as well do one. I guess let's do that first, because I don't know what these are. 5 stickers per pack. It was, how much money was it? So the tins were $15 a piece at, again, Family Dollar. And then the sticker pack, this was $1.20, so nothing. And then these were $11.99 a piece. You get 2 packs for $12. Nowadays, that's unfortunately kind of normal. $5 a pack is what I aim for, but when you see them in this economy, come on, you gotta get them. Okay, let's see if there's anybody that would be like, famous, meaning I know. And I don't know anybody, so, here you go. I mean, the gold one suggests good, right? Okay, let's see what's in these tins. I want to see what's in these tins first, and then we'll open these up and see what's inside. So, we got our these are dragon. This is the dragon symbol. This is the psychic symbol, the eyeball. Let's open it up. I'm curious to see if we get the same packs in them. I think we will. Oh, I need scissors. I need some scissors. I didn't think I would need some scissors, but I do. Okay, let's get this loud plastic out of the way, shall we? I hate loud plastic. Oh, there it is. Can't stand loud plastic. Ugh. Okay. So, you ready? Do you think we'll get the same? I think so, but we will find out. Okay. Obsidian, Scarlet and Violet. Sorry, let me adjust this. Obsidian, Scarlet and Violet. So people would not be happy with that, but I like Obsidian Flames. I don't have a problem with those hit rates at all. Stickers. And then let's go to the Gengar Galarian Ponyta or something. Sylveon. And Screaming Tail or something. I think that's right, actually. Obsidian, and Scarlet and Violet. Okay. And if Scarlet and Violet has this as a top, then maybe in that one is going to be a Scarlet and Violet base as well. More stickers. Coolio. Okay. And then let's keep them separate to see if we get lucky in one and not the other. Just for curiosity's sake. Okay. Going to gently place these down. Normally I just toss stuff over, but okay, that was a little bit of a toss. Okay, let's see. Let's do Scarlet and Violet first, because Scarlet and Violet is, a base set, and people don't really like base sets. But hey, man, there are some good cards in there. Like, let's be honest, there are some pretty good ones in there. While we open this up, since this is a channel where we learn stuff and talk about current events, let's talk about the flooding that has been happening in Texas, because it's right up the street, not too far away, far enough that we didn't have the same weather, but close enough that it is kind of a local-ish event, even though it's not really. Magnemite, I like Magnemite. And Eevee, I like both of those. Okay, so let's see what we got. Reverse. Okay, nothing, even though it started off nice. So nothing so far. We'll see. So yeah, right now, I think it's almost 90 confirmed kills. I mean, nature killed them. But then there's also this question of like, okay, what could we do better? / what went wrong? And I think that needs to happen every time that there's a tragedy, is we need to think, what could we have done? Like, what went wrong and what could we have done better? And that's not finger pointing. Like, there's a whole bunch of problems here. But again, let's live and learn. And sometimes people don't live. I don't know if this is relevant, because you see how these cards are different. Oh, that's my dog. I have to go. 1 second. So you see how these are different? The code card has a white border and this one has a black border. I know in some sets that means something. I'm not sure if it does in Scarlet and Violet base, but we will find out in just a second. So going back to the flood situation, as soon as I heard about it, I was like, there's definitely some okay, so it doesn't mean anything. It definitely seems to have some questions that it raises some questions because, for instance, again, I live in Houston. We have a lot of flooding all of the time. Not really, but like we have a lot of flooding. Since I've been here, there have been, and I've lived here since 2014, so over 10 years now. There have been quite a few catastrophic level events like Hurricane Harvey and things like that. And every time I look on the Harris County, because it's in hey, Magnemite again. Reverse and a hollow. Geez, we're just striking out all the way here. And then I'll consolidate. But anyway, when there's a storm in the Houston area, if it's really big, like if they said that there's going to be flooding, there's a map that it's an ArcGIS map by Harris County, and it has, that's an interesting card. I don't really like that, but I like that it's different. It looks like it's corn. Is it sitting in corn? What is this? I'm just confused. Jeez, that's aggressive too. What are these cards? I've never seen that one. Okay, so that was a bust all the way around. Wow. Okay, didn't get a single good card. That is pretty impressive. Like, it's impressive how bad that was. Harris County has a flood warning system and a map where, because we're nicknamed the Bayou City. We have a lot of nicknames. Space City, Bayou City. What a bayou is, because before I moved here, I had no idea what that was. A bayou is like a creek, basically. Bayou is more like swampy or whatever, but it's like a creek / mini river, and they go throughout our city. That's why we're called Bayou City. Obsidian. I didn't expect it to be obsidian. Okay, so that means that they're reprinting obsidian, which again is fine with me. I like that set. Got Dragonite here, our promo card, and Twilight. Okay, let's see if they're all the same. Again, they should be, but you never know. So I always, especially when I did not live in my current house, because I currently don't live near a bayou. I'm in the city, and I'm not too far from downtown, but I don't have... Okay, so it's all obsidian. I'm fine with that, even though we got no hits over here. Normally, obsidian hits are pretty good, so I don't know what was up with that. But I normally... Oh, I almost threw away the coin. I normally will look at the warning map to keep an eye on all the different bayous and all the different bridges and like all the different creeks too, because it'll tell you, like it says at what water level it is. Then there's also a picture that has like the crest of, it's like, I'll put an image on here. It has the current height, what the height is, if it's like danger zone, like all this stuff. So you can keep an eye on it. Like you can see, you're not there, but you can keep an eye out to see, hey, like, am I in danger? Like, do I need to leave? Because that's a serious freaking thing. Like, if you need to leave, you need to leave, bro. Like, and you're not going to drive through it. Like, a big thing here is turn around, don't drown. And if you've seen the images from, let's do Obsidian again. If you've seen the images from the flood, oh my God, like, it is carrying away houses. Like, it is not only a lot of water, it is rushing fast water. And luckily here in Houston, we don't really have that. We just have a lot of water. Like, it's just straight up just inundated. But the big problem here, in this current situation that we're in Central Texas, is, yay, we finally got something. Okay. I haven't got that Scovillian again. But I'm telling you, the Obsidian hit rates are normally pretty good. That's a fun one. I think I actually bought this at a car show literally 2 days ago. That's funny. But it's a cute one. Look at that. We finally got a hit. All right. And our first pack out of the 6. Nice. So anyway, with all that being said, and I know that Houston is obviously one of the largest cities in America. I think we're like number 4 or something. So we're really big. And we have a long history with flooding. However, is there really not something set up like that for other places? I mean, I'm not saying that it's cheap, but it's an investment, right? Definitely can help a lot of people. And when I was watching the news, okay, that technically counts as a hit. I've never gotten that card actually, so that works for me. Last Obsidian Flames. You can buy, like, I don't know how much those sensors are to put under your cabinet for, like, I want to say like $10 or something nowadays. Every technology bit is so, like, affordable now. And again, if you're using a government contractor and it's like industrial strength, like, I get that would be more expensive. But again, if we're talking about 90 people who are dead now, you know, especially considering how many of them were children, you know, I mean, it's worth the investment. But that goes back to something that I've been talking about on this channel for a minute when I talk about current event stuff, is that not all investments end up with money. Some investments save lives, and that's not a dollar amount. Sometimes people want to say a human can work X amount of, you know, hours and produce X amount of money for the economy. Let's go. We're doing good stuff here. Not that that's like an amazing hit, but it's a full art and it's a slug or a snail. A slug that turns into a snail. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if that's a thing in nature, but you know, I'll take it. These 2-packs are really hitting. Those tins did not, but these are doing great. So we have 2 more left. Yeah, if you ask people, like, you know, no one likes the government to spend a lot of money, okay? But if we were to ask everybody, hey, do you think that we should invest in, like, helping to minimize deaths during natural disasters? Should we build the infrastructure to help with that? I think, let's go. We're doing great. We're doing great. Another EX, again, technically a hit. I'll take it. Last pack. And Donald Trump, every time I say his name, I'm just like, geez Louise. You know, he cut the Weather Service. He cut NOAA. He cut a bunch of the different weather-related federal government programs that are scientific and that help people to prevent disasters like this exact thing, to help alleviate. It's not that it's going to prevent. I know there was that thing that Donald Trump said about like, or I don't know if it was Donald Trump or if it was his supporters thinking that there was some kind of machine to put a hurricane in the freaking Gulf, or whatever. Doesn't make sense. But anyway, it is important to use the science and the knowledge that we have to be able to let people know when they need to evacuate. It's not going to actually physically do anything to prevent it, right? I mean, you could build dams and lakes and stuff, but even dams break, levees break. We've known that for a while. These things, tragedies happen, but what can we do to anticipate them? And what can we do that in a case of emergency, we have a plan? So the other thing is that this is going to affect whatever camp associations there are regarding emergency procedures. And there is not a human to blame. There is not a human to blame. Okay, people would have died regardless of every factor. People would have died. But how many lives could have been saved, and how many of them could have been saved due to government investment in infrastructure and science? Okay, now again, I'm not blaming anybody. No heads should roll here. Sometimes I really am strong for that idea that there are accountability. There should be accountability and people should be fired. But in this case, it's actually the opposite. I think too many people were fired and not thinking about the consequences of, okay, if we fire these people, what does that mean functionally? Can we still function? Right? And again, instead of cutting, let's beef it up, actually. Let's hire more people. Let's encourage more people to go into weather science. Okay? Let's do stuff because we have a lot of money. Agreed. We waste a lot of money. Agreed. But let's beef up the things that are important. And God knows we've had a lot of weather issues the last few years that have been unprecedented, like the North Carolina flood as well. So again, let's just think about stuff more smartly, and maybe let's make some better choices with where we put our money. Rest in peace to those kids, and thoughts and prayers and financial support to the first responders and the people who are volunteering to help, because God knows they're seeing some horrific sights and really sad dead bodies of both humans and animals, I'm sure. So do what you can to support them. All right, but until then, we will see what happens next.